Quiero amarte de una forma diferente, de otro modo.
Sweetheart, wake up, please, wake up.
Run him over! Run him over!
I thought Lucretia had him killed. Oh, sorry, no.
I have to get out of here. I can't let them put me in prison. What happened?
De una forma diferente, de otro modo, nunca igual al de otra gente, respetando tus...
Suluhisho ni mwanamke atoke kwa nyumba. Shachelewa antipili, manake tiketi ankita mizizi.
Na uflet mke wangu umekuwa na hizi homa za ghafla ghafla. Nini ni mbaya, my dear?
Kwa siku zote mume wangu mimi wanakuambia huna jicho la kati. Huoni mbele kabisa.
Hiyo kuroga hiyo. Wacha nikwambie, nimechoka kuishi na wachawi ndani ya nyumba yangu. So leave my house. Ondoka bwana.
Story to share with KBC? Get in touch swiftly on email newsroom@kbc.co.ke, call 0723-892-654 or 0734-780-124.
Good afternoon. You're watching KBC Lunchtime News. I'm Regina, Manyara, and it is the 31st of August 2021, marking that exact last day of August. We are doing well. So far, so good. And as it is, we're here to keep you informed on what is making headlines. My sign language interpreter is none other than Madam Lensa Ondingo. Thank you very much for making time. You can reach us on our social media platforms, including Twitter at KBC Channel 1 News. Now, just a brief update on what is happening in the corridors of justice, where we have our reporter Ben Troy there following up on matters in regards to the case there of the Kanjokoma brothers. And what we have coming from the corridors of justice is that the 6 cops have been arraigned in court in the connection with the death of the 2 brothers in Kanjokoma, Embu County, and are awaiting the hearing of their application that seeks to, among others, have the bodies of the 2 exhumed for an independent autopsy. We'll be keeping tabs on what is happening in regard to what that particular case, as well as other cases from the corridors of justice. In other matters, residents of Kyakuso area of Kitui County are appealing for food assistance following a prolonged drought in the area. Most affected are school-going children who, according to area residents, have dropped from school due to famine. So dire is the situation that locals claim that at least 3 pupils from a local primary school collapsed while in school due to hunger. Subsequently, a well-wisher, Reverend Electus Wambua, while responding to the plight of the pupils, has donated 15 bags of maize and 5 bags of beans to the school.
Shule yetu ya Kalimanjaro iko na njaa sana. Watoto hawakujangi shule kila siku kwa sababu ya njaa. Watu walikuwa wanauliza performance yetu inaenda chini kwa nini? Inaenda chini kwa sababu ya njaa. Watoto hawakujangi shule kila siku. Watoto wanamaliza siku 2 bila kukula kitu. Kitu inaonekana chakula ndogo. Wanakula alafu wanakuja shule. Hawasomangi vizuri.
The children from actually almost 50%, let me say, or 60% of the families, children who are coming to the school, they come without taking breakfast. They don't take breakfast. They have no food even to buy. So utakuta kwamba kulingana na ripoti ya walimu, during classes they fall asleep, na mwalimu akifikiria kwamba ni wanalala kwa sababu ya kushiba, anawatoa anawapeleka kwa uwanja, anawafahamisha exercise. At the end of the day or during lunch time, wanafunzi wanakuwa na headache. Saa akipewa Panadol, hata the situation worsens because of the problem.
I want to say the situation that you have had or even seen is not just a situation for Kalimundo Primary School. It is a situation that is affecting many schools in Kitui County, and I believe even counties that are beyond and outside Kitui. My appeal to NGOs, well-wishers, is that we come and support the schools that are so much in need.
Now off to LAMU County, where residents of the vast Boni forest in LAMU are facing an acute water shortage following the dry spell that has hit the region. They are now forced to share the crucial resource with wild animals since most of the water pans have run dry. The only water source in the area has very dirty water, which is unfit for human consumption.
In Pandanguo village, which is about 21 kilometers from Witu town, there is only one water pan left and community members are forced to share with buffaloes.
Kuna vindi fulani yale maji madama yamechefuka tayari, yale maji yenyewe ni magonjwa. Kwa hivyo ukiyatumia maji kama yale anaweza kuathiri magonjwa tofauti.
The residents, however, live in fear of contracting diseases as the water is unfit for human consumption.
Lakini hakuinyesha mvua, tunakunywa maji kama uji. Hakuna maji, hata wako mbali kule msituni pia maji imekauka, wanyama wamekausha. Saa hii nakwambia mazao yote wanyama wanakanyaga, sasa wanatafuta maji.
In Kiangwe village, the scenario is similar as locals trek 10 kilometers to get to the only water source.
Hakuna maziwa iko katika maji. Kisima tu tunaandama, kisima hiyo imekuwa rangi na hole maji yake imeharibika kabisa, imekuwa kama rangi ile ya majani.
Bakari Mzee Abdallah, a resident of Kiangwe village, says the region received very minimal rainfall this season, which has led to the water pans drying up and no harvest.
Kiangwe ndio imeathirika zaidi kwa sababu ya maji, kwa sababu wanaenda almost 10 kilometers kuifuatia maji, na kitambo uifike nao nyumbani ni karibu siku mzima.
Both Pandanguo and Kiangwe villages are not easily accessible, making it difficult for residents to get assistance from authorities and well-wishers. Red Cross Coast Regional Manager Hassan Musa, who distributed relief food, said they have provided relief aid to all the 7 villages in Boni.
Pengine njia nyingine ambayo ingekuwa rahisi huku labda ni M-Pesa ama kupeana pesa kwa jamii, lakini pia hawana bahati kwa sababu hata wale agent wa kuweza kwenda kupokea hizo pesa hakuna. Kwa hiyo njia iliyobakia ni ya kupeana chakula, lakini gharama yake itakuwa iko juu ukilinganisha na areas nyingine ambazo zinapeana chakula.
These as residents appeal to the national and county governments and well-wishers to come to their rescue.
Now still across the coastal region, where residents of Bibi Washafi area in Mombasa County have raised concerns over what they claim as a land grabbing spree by private developers in the area. The residents, who have appealed to the government to bring the perpetrators to book, allege that despite a court order banning any activities on the land, the private developers have gone ahead and even took over a mosque.
These residents demolished their residential houses at Bibi Washafi area in Mombasa to pave way for the construction of a permanent mosque. Little did they know that a private developer would eventually take over the ownership of their land.
Na tumepata changamoto nyingi sana kusumbuliwa na hawa watu. Tumejaribu kila njia sisi kuweza kuweka utaratibu mzuri wa msikiti, kwa sababu msikiti si kwamba inatusaidia sisi watu wawili, watu watatu. Hii inasaidia jamii ya hapa Mombasa na wageni pia, kwa sababu hapa ni kitovu cha usafiri.
The residents who had constructed a temporary mosque on the land claimed the grabbers came in and renovated the roofing of the mosque and took over the operation of the mosque to the extent of planning to set up other business stall nearby.
Bwana Hussein Mohamed ambaye yuko hapa alikuja kwa familia yetu akaomba kujenga huu msikiti. Ilikuwa ni empty space hapa msikiti. Temporary structure ya makuti. Tukampatia Hussein ruksa akajenga temporary structure. Msikiti kaendelea kwa muda nafikia kama miaka 6 hivi. Miaka 6-7. Baada ya hapo hao vijana hao jamaa ndio wakaja wakatuvamia wakakututoa kwenye msikiti.
Despite a court order prohibiting any activity at the land, the residents now appeal to the government to move in with speed and bring the perpetrators to book.
Tumejaribu kwenda kwa OCS na ile order na ameshindwa kutusaidia. Tumefika paka kwa OCPD. Mazungumzo ni hayo tunazungushwa. Na order iko tayari. Ni kwamba wao ni lazima hapa mahali wasije na wasije kuleta interfere, na mpaka dakika hii wako ndani ya msikiti na wao ndio wana operate msikiti.
One person lost his life while 4 others were rescued after a water trench collapsed in Kerogoya, Kirinyaga Central. According to an eyewitness, the 5 were buried alive while digging the 15-feet water trench.
The victims were undertaking a water trench project when the tragedy struck. The project under Tana Water Works Development Agency is in process of laying water pipes to supply water from Kimuya to Kerogoya, Kutus, Kagio and Sagana. The Kirinyaga County Commissioner Daniel Deges said the initial investigation showed negligence by the company contracted to lay pipes by failing to put precaution and safety measures.
Vile tumeangalia, of course tumepata makosa kwa kampuni. Wakati wanafanya deployment, ingekuwa mzuri kama mtaro iko chini kiasi hii, wangechukua tahadhari, wachukue precautionary measures ya kusaidia.
The Chief Officer, Transport and Public Works in Kirinyaga County, Jared Migwi, said they responded immediately after receiving information and deployed all the necessary machinery to ensure quick rescue operation.
Sasa wakati tulipata hiyo information tukaweza kurespond very fast na tukatuma hizi machini mnaona hapa kutoka county government kuja kusaidia. Pia tulituma ambulance, tumeona more than 4 ambulances which zenye zimekuja kuweza kusaidia kutoa wale wenye walikuwa wanaokolewa kuwapeleka hospitali.
The 4 survivors were given first aid at the scene by county medical team and rushed to the hospital for further treatment. Muhammad Adan, Lunchtime News.
Authorities from the eastern region are raising the red flag of increased runway crime perpetrated by border operators. Eastern Regional Coordinator ISIOLO Nakoro says the border transport industry has been infiltrated by criminal elements who are causing insecurity in urban centers. With the counties, he at the same time decried the high number of riders operating without prerequisite qualifications, which in turn causes a high number of road fatalities.
Hii sekta inatumika kwa njia mbaya kwa sababu wale vijana ambao wanaendesha bodaboda hawana training. Okay? Hata mtu tu anatoka nyumbani hana certificate yoyote, hana training yoyote kuhusu bodaboda, ndio mnaona ajali nyingi zikifanyika kwa barabara. Na wanaendesha kwa kasi. Wakati mwingine wakiwa kwa barabara wana overtake magari bila hata kufuata utaratibu fulani ambao umewekwa.
Now, a section of Manyara County Assembly members have criticized the former Prime Minister's latest utterances on the one man, one vote, one shilling theory. The political leaders termed the utterances as unnecessary and tend to marginalize the northeastern region further.
The county assembly members have come out guns blazing, saying the funds allocated to the region are well captured in the constitution and that they cannot allow to be reverted into heydays where the region was marginalized.
Need to be respected. We have survived as Mandarians without those resources for 45 years. Is it just within 8 years during this when we have been marginalized, the constitution came into place and we have got our rightful share through all the criteria used in allocation of money.
There are no privilege that is there for us. What we are getting is our constitutional right, not a privilege.
The leader saying one man, one vote, one shilling theory suggests that the productive areas in the country be allocated a huge funding to speed economic growth in the country.
This paper ensured that the country's wealth will remain in the productive areas only, which are the former White Highlands. This paper asserted that to make the economy grow as fast as possible, development funds will be only invested where it will yield the largest increase in output.
Meanwhile, ODM Busia branch leaders have voted to take disciplinary action against Teso South MP Geoffrey Omuse over his recent remarks that the party is usually involved in election malpractices during nomination. This comes amid intention by the lawmaker to resign from the party over the way it conducts nomination.
Hakutakuwa na free and fair nominations tukienda pamoja na ndugu yangu wa Jamong katika debe. Na mimi simuogopi, lakini nimesema wacha yeye abaki kwa chama. Mimi nitawania bado hii kiti, lakini sio kwa chama ya ODM.
Kusema kuna rigging, and yet yeye alikuwa nominated, alipass through nomination ya ODM, he didn't complain. We are yet to do any other nomination. So as we know, in Busia we did a very free and fair nomination.
Mheshimiwa Omuse anaogopa ushindani, na kama anaogopa ushindani basi hewala ni mzuri kwamba amejiondoa na wengine ambao wako wataendelea.
And a section of ODM supporters in Narok County have pledged to support the nomination of Jimmy Maina Wanjigi as the party's presidential candidate in the next election. Led by Joseph Njore, the members said they will support Wanjigi owing to his stand as a focused leader.
Ni mtu ambaye hana panganga, si mtu ya kupiga kelele, si mtu ya kupiga wengine, lakini nia yake ni moja tu, aongoze nchi ya Kenya, apate kuinua uchumi wa Kenya, kwa maana anajua hali ya kuinua biashara kutoka mafupini mpaka ikakuja juu.
Manyara, Lunchtime News.
On that note, we take a short break. We'll be right back.
The excitement of the Olympic Games doesn't just stop there, as the biggest para-sports event, the 2020 Paralympic Games, gets underway from the 24th of August to the 5th of September in Tokyo, Japan. So, get ready to be inspired by these sportsmen and women with outstanding abilities, and look out for Team Kenya too in their quest for glory by watching all the highlights daily on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
Suluhisho ni mwanamke atoke kwa nyumba. Shachelewa antipili, manake tiketi ankita mizizi.
Na off late mke wangu umekuwa na hizi homa za ghafla ghafla. Nini mbaya, my dear?
Kwa siku zote mume wangu mimi wanakuambia huna jicho la kati. Huoni mbele kabisa.
Hiyo kuroga hiyo. Wacha nikwambie, nimechoka kuishi na wachawi ndani ya nyumba yangu. So leave my house. Ondoka bwana.
Welcome back. You're watching KBC Lunchtime News and I'm Regina, Manyara. Now, a section of secondary school teachers in Kilifi County are protesting what they termed as illegal deductions from their salaries. The teachers are pointing an accusing finger at the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers Kilifi branch, which they say has started a burial and benevolent fund without consulting members. Saying the membership in the scheme is voluntary, they now want KUPPET to clarify the exact amount that should be deducted, noting disparities in the August 2021 payslips.
Tunasema kwamba waajiri wetu ambaye ni TSC, sisi tuna fisi huku chini. Zile pesa zetu kule juu, TSC tafadhali usitume huko chini mpaka tuwaambie kwamba tuko tayari kuzipokea.
Wanachama wa KUPPET Kilifi kufikia sasa hawajui ni pesa ngapi zinazotumwa kwa kapu la Kilifi kila mara. Wenzake ambao ni viongozi wa BEK katika gatuzi hili wanapotaka kujua, yeye hudai kuwa hilo sio jukumu lao. Sasa swali ni, jukumu la viongozi wenzake ni lipi isipokuwa kufuatilia miradi na pesa za tawi hili?
President Uhuru Kenyatta has lauded the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife and the Kenya Wildlife Service for successful anti-poaching efforts. The head of state at the same time challenged wildlife conservation agencies to continue finding new innovative approaches for sustainable management of Kenya's rich wildlife heritage.
The 2021 National Wildlife Consensus Report at State House, Nairobi, Kenya's first ever, President Uhuru Kenyatta stated that wildlife is an important national heritage which needs to be protected and conserved for posterity and for the benefit of all Kenyans.
What it is we have in order to better inform both policy but also actions as we move forward.
The head of state noted with the comprehensive census findings, the government is better equipped to plan its wildlife conservation interventions and tasked the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife to implement recommendations of the report.
A few months ago, towards the beginning of this year, I had asked, why are we not able to conduct our own census to know as a country what is the resource that we have, what is the stock of animals that we have. And I was informed that it was because we always seemingly are waiting for others to come and help fund our own exercise.
On the issue of human-wildlife conflict, the president assured Kenyans that the government will continue seeking sustainable solutions, urging stakeholders to continue educating host communities on the importance of wildlife conservation.
And I want to say I am indeed very glad that you have also been able to mobilize yourselves, to mobilize partners, and come up with the first truly comprehensive census of our wildlife as a country.
Tourism and Wildlife Cabinet Secretary Najib Balala said government has made tremendous progress in the fight against poaching and is equally committed to resolve human-wildlife conflict issues.
We have major improvement in anti-poaching program, and this national census has a major milestone and historic. It's the first time the government is doing the count.
The historic census, fully funded by the government of Kenya and conducted by local experts, established that the country is home to 1,739 rhinos, among them 2 northern white rhino species, 897 black rhinos, and 840 southern white rhinos, and a total of 36,280 savanna elephants.
That was a much-awaited census report there on Kenya's wildlife. Remember, it has been made public, so you can get familiar and exactly know what we have in as far as our wildlife heritage is concerned. How many lions, how many cheetahs, how many leopards, and such. Now to matters legal, where the East African Court of Justice hears cases on violations of the rule of law. One of the fundamental and operational principles set out in the East African Community Treaty established in 1999 and located in Arusha, Tanzania, the court hears cases from Burundi, Kenya, Rwanda, Uganda, and Tanzania. But did you know the court also adjudicates matters on private citizens from the EAC? Cynthia Nyamai spoke to the EAC CJ President Justice Nasta Kayobera.
Thank you, Judge President, for joining us today. What is the main role of the East African Court of Justice?
Thank you very much for the question. Article 23, Sub-Article 1 of the treaty provides that the court should be the judicial body of the community, which is in charge of interpretation, application, but also observance of the treaty. So, which means that the role of the court is to interpret the treaty, to make sure that whatever challenge or difficulty surrounding the interpretation of the treaty, it is a demand of this court to interpret it.
So you have mentioned various organs and also countries. Is it also open for private businesses and individuals? Can they bring their disputes here?
Of course, you remember, for example, the famous Anyango Nyong'o.
Yes.
Yes, Anyango Nyong'o, that was almost the second case from Kenya, after the Karis Matera case from URT. So the people are coming, and it is provided for under Article 30, Article 1 of the treaty, that any person who is a resident of the community of the partner states may bring any matter to court if it thinks there is a violation of the treaty. Not only of the treaty, even if you violate the Kenya Constitution, or you violate the immigration law of Kenya, you may even come here, because if you violate the law of the partner states, you automatically violate the provision of the treaty. So people, individuals are coming, the nation, the citizens are coming, but also these organizations, they are also coming. So it is provided for under the treaty. They are also coming for arbitration or for mediation, because it is also provided for under Article 32 of the treaty. So people are coming, and they have been coming.
So you've just mentioned the Anyang' Nyong'o's case, but there is a case also presently here at the courts from Kenya that involves a matter of dispute between the deputy president of Kenya, who wanted to travel and go to Uganda, and other matters arose then. Can you give us details on that case?
There is a case which has been filed very recently, I think 2 weeks ago. There's a case which has been filed here in the First Instance Division recently, surrounding that matter, that trip of the deputy president of Kenya to Uganda. But because it is still at early age, so I cannot talk too much. But there is a case. There is a case surrounding that one. Yes, there's a case.
Yes, I noticed you don't want to say much about it because the matter is in court. But who is suing who exactly in this case?
Yes, you know that one. That one, I know it is not a partner states who sues another partner states.
Yes,
it is the people.
Yes,
it is the citizen who are aggrieved of what happened.
Yes,
between that situation.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the situation.
Yes.
So it is the citizens, whatever country they are coming from, because they may be from Uganda or from Kenya.
Yes.
Even from Burundi, because even the city of Burundi.
Yes.
If he thinks, for example, there is any person from another partner states who's being treated in violation of the treaty, he can sue the case. There are many cases against the government of Burundi which have not been filed here by Burundians, but by Kenyans, by Tanzanians, by one. So they are received. So even for that one from that case, it is by the citizen. Yeah, but it's still on at the early age.
Okay. What are the major challenges?
The major challenges are three. There are three.
Yes.
Of course, in life there are always challenges. But for us, we have three challenges. The first one is the budgetary. Yes, the budgetary. Now the court is celebrating its 20th anniversary.
Yes.
In November. So now the court has increased in a number of the staff.
Yes.
Even the judges.
Yes.
Now we have two divisions. We have 5 judges in the first instance. We have 6. We have 6 judges in the first instance. We have 5. So we have increased the number of people, of personnel. But the budget, it has been decreasing. It is strange.
Yes.
But also the matters have increased. So we have almost 300 cases in the court. But the budget has been decreasing.
Yes.
The second one, also for the payment of the judges, now also the matter is also advancing.
Yes.
But also for the independence, there is a bill which has been developed actually to give the court the administration and the financial judicial autonomy.
Yes.
So there are 3 challenges, but also they are on the way also of being solved. To me, it is also good.
In November, there's going to be a 20-year celebration of the courts. What are the major achievements that will be celebrated?
Of course, you know, 20 years and 20 years of existence.
Yes.
They are enough years.
Yeah.
So, but the very key, I may cite almost some 5 or 6 or 7.
Yeah.
First of all is the Anyang case, which I said.
Yeah.
That was a very big achievement for the court. You know, during the Anyang case, it was only the first instance division. There was no appeal.
Yes.
There was no appellate. And also that is not having the appellate division.
Yes.
It is a violation of the principle of natural justice.
Yes.
The right of appeal. That's the principle of natural justice. But when Professor Anyang Nyong came here, the treaty was amended to bring here the appellate division, which was very good because it was at least to abide to the principle of natural justice, to allow the people of East Africa to appeal. So the appellate division was created because of the Anyang Nyong case. But also there was another issue of time limit.
Yes.
Before the Anyang case, there was no time limitation. But now when they amended the treaty, now the treaty was amended. And because before you come here, you must come here within 60 days since the happening of the activity. That's one.
Yes.
The other achievement which we made, very important, is about the Ziwa case, the Margaret Ziwa case. Well, it is a case, but it is an achievement. Why?
Yes.
Now the court has been making declaratory orders. You telling the partner, say, you may not do this, you may not do this.
Yes.
But when they removed in violation of the treaty, the court decided that they must be paid, the Margaret Honorable Ziwa should be paid damages.
Yes.
So now, if you violate the treaty, you also pay the damages. So now the community paid the damages because of violation of the treaty. So that was another achievement, that you violate the treaty.
Yes.
It is not only declaratory, but also you also pay the damages. Another very important achievement is about the court registries. Now in every partner says we have the sub-registry. So the people of the partner of the community now should not come in Arusha to fight their cases. So you are in Nairobi. If you want to sue, you should not sue only Kenya. If you are in Kenya, you should also sue any other partner says or any of the community. You should not come here. You just go to the sub registry there. There is an office of the court there. You file your case, and then it is as good as you have survived here. But that's another very good achievement. That is the people. We brought the court near the people, which is also very good. We also now filing the case here. It is free.
Yes.
Before it was not free. Now it is free. Why it is free? Because the community, Article 7 of the treaty says that the community is a people-centered, is a market-driven. Because that is the lacuna of that one.
Yes.
It what made the first community to fall.
Yeah.
So now those are very, very important achievements. But another very important is about e-filing. Now e-filing.
Yes.
So now we are not coming, even when we come here to this court. Now we are not coming with the files.
Yes.
Because now it is e-filing. The people from the partner said they may file their cases.
Yes.
Online,
yes.
Which is also very good. But also the other very big achievement is about the case management.
Yes.
And also the recording system. Now, because of the court management,
yes,
the recording, now whatever we do here, we don't write. No, there's a person who is sitting in the chamber there.
Yes.
She's recording.
Yes.
So after we leave here, we all the proceedings we have, which is also good. So you can come here, you go to court here. After the proceedings, you get a copy of all the proceedings. But also the court management now, even during the COVID, we could do our hearing without judges coming here.
Yes.
Even now, we are doing the hybrid sort of hearing. Now the judges are coming here.
Yes.
But the advocates, those who are there. But now we are trying to decide that if even the lawyers who may wish may come.
Yes.
But now they have not come.
Yes.
But yesterday we made the executive committee meeting.
Yes.
So that we can allow the lawyers who wish that so that they may come because they requested.
Yes.
There are sophisticated cases. For example, the Central Bank of Kenya.
Yes.
The Central Bank of Kenya case against the Attorney General of Kenya.
Yes.
Those are very, very, very big cases. Complicated ones.
Yes.
Sometimes the lawyers they are thinking the attorneys they think that they may come.
Yeah.
And then they argue their cases here in court.
Yes.
But also we see how we can also abide the protocol of COVID.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. A lot of times when there's a dispute between countries, we see that they don't come to court but instead mediate amongst themselves. Is this something that you would recommend?
Of course. The court.
Yes.
Not only the international courts. Sometimes they are not there to resolve disputes.
Yes.
Especially political disputes. Political disputes are not resolved, mostly are not resolved in court.
Yeah.
It is why, because in international law, this is an international court, which is created by the partner states themselves. So, since the court was established in 2001, there is no single case of one partner state who has sued another partner state here.
Yes.
They try to go through the Council of Ministers to avoid the court.
Yes.
And it is proper.
Yes.
To me, it is proper. Even at home, if you see the wife has taken the husband to court.
Yes.
Sometimes things are too much.
Yeah.
And other things may come there.
Yes.
So I think the partner says the governments they opt to go diplomatically and politically, not to come to court. Because if they come here to us, they never know the decision of the court.
Yes.
But for the politicians, I think they opt not to resolve their matters politically, diplomatically.
Yes.
To me, it is proper.
Yes.
But also, they of course, they use also the council, the summit, the council of ministers.
Yes.
And they've tried.
Yes.
The people who thought, the people who thought there have been a case between Rwanda and Burundi here in court. But there's no case.
Yes.
They decide to go politically, slowly.
Yes.
And tomorrow after tomorrow, their matters will be solved out of the court.
Yes.
It is proper.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Judge President, for joining us today and just breaking down the duties of the court and even building confidence that this is a court for citizens of the East African community where they can find justice. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, Now we speak matters business, where artists should expect a decrease in loyalty payouts this financial year due to lower collections. This is according to the collective management organizations, which says that lack of enforcement support and negative impact of COVID-19 is likely to see collections reducing by more than 50%.
Kenya Association of Music Producers, Performers' Rights Society of Kenya and Music Copyright Society of Kenya licenses were revoked by the Copyright Board on claims of misappropriation of funds. The collective management organizations only distributed 41 million shillings to artists as loyalty after collecting 114 million shillings. The organizations claim they have been unfairly targeted by the regulator, and the low payout to artists was as a result of decreased revenue collections and high administrative costs.
The net effect will be that we have operational costs to take care of our spending, meaning that even the money that goes to our artists and members will be reduced.
The collective management organization says withdrawing of security agents' collection of royalties from business premises has seen collections reduced drastically from a high of 500 million shillings in 2019 to 114 million shillings last year, and significantly increased the collection costs.
Kuokota pesa ni shida na tunaambiwa tuende na polisi ndio tuweze kulipa pesa yetu. Polisi ambayo serikali ilitupokonya, sisi hatuna polisi.
This, coupled with the negative effects of COVID-19, the collections and payouts are further expected to decrease by a further 50%.
Look at how the hotels are working today. 50% of the revenues that we normally generated from the hotel industry and transport industry, they have been affected.
Wrangles between the collective management organizations and artists has seen the government initiate the process of creating a single entity that will collect and distribute artist royalties that are estimated at 2 billion shillings.
UAP Old Mutual Group has swung back into profitability, posting a 552 million shillings half-year pre-tax profit compared to a loss of 57 million shillings for the same period in 2020. Group CEO Arthur Ogenga says the performance was driven by strong top-line growth and investment income on the back of Nairobi Securities Exchange recovery in 2021. The group foresees a positive growth for the second half of the year.
The group reported a profit before tax of 552 million compared to a small loss of 57 million in the prior year. This was driven by good top-line growth, outperforming the market on GWP, as well as improved returns on investment income, mainly driven by the performance of the stock market and our cash conservation efforts across the group in line with the COVID-19 situation.
Now, across the African continent, Nigeria will launch its planned Eurobond issue in October. Nigeria's finance minister says the country will hold roadshows for the dollar-denominated issuance, which aims to raise roughly $3 billion in Lagos and New York. Details of this and more from across the African continent.
The Nigerian government is targeting raising the same amount via multilateral and bilateral borrowing to fund its 2021 budget deficit. Nigeria's finance minister says they have an approval in the 2021 budget to fund the budget deficit 50% locally and 50% externally. He said they plan to do about half of that in Eurobonds and the other half through other windows such as multilateral and bilateral sources. Nigeria's parliament in July approved external borrowing of about $6.2 billion. Nigeria is struggling to boost growth after exiting its second recession since 2016 in the fourth quarter of last year. Its economy grew 5.01% in the second quarter. Meanwhile, internet services in South Sudan have been disrupted and security forces patrolled the streets after activists called for protests against President Salva Kiir's government. The capital, Juba, was quieter than usual as residents sheltered inside. Mobile data has been unavailable on the network of South African mobile operator MTN Group from late on Sunday, and by Monday morning, it had also been halted on the network of Kuwait-based operator Zain Group. The director of NetBlock says it had detected significant disruption to internet services in South Sudan beginning Sunday evening, including to leading cellular networks. Finally, South Africa's embattled restaurant industry is now struggling even more under the COVID-19 restrictions, as the country's ongoing lockdown since March 2020 has limited their operating hours and customer traffic. South Africa is still in the grips of a third wave epidemic and has limited customer numbers, cutting trading hours significantly amid several alcohol bans at restaurants. The Restaurant Association estimates that 14,000 restaurants have shut down since March 2020. Adding to a soaring unemployment rate. However, residents remain optimistic as anyone older than the age of 18 can get their COVID-19 jab, which can hopefully attract consumers back to dine at restaurants.
Back to the local scene, where the government is in the process of constructing a new firm to complete contracting a new farm to complete the expansion of the ISIOLO International Airport to accommodate larger aircrafts after the previous contractor did a shoddy job and fled. Transport Principal Secretary Solomon Kitungu says the government is keen on having construction of the cargo shades and extension of the runway from 1.4 kilometers to 2.5 kilometers completed by December this year.
The short runway and absence of cargo shades to allow cargo flights to operate has caused some airlines to halt operations at the ISIOLO International Airport. This is in addition to the lack of a control tower that has been cited as some of the reasons why the airport is yet to become fully operational. Speaking after touring the facility to assess progress of the ongoing work, Transport Principal Secretary Solomon Kitungu said the government is finalizing the procurement process of a new contractor to redo the work with the target of restarting operations at the facility this December.
Kuna contractor ambaye alikuwa amefanya kazi huko, lakini akafanya kazi mbovu, alafu akatoroka hiyo kazi, na hiyo ndio ikafanya hiyo airport ikae ikiwa imefungwa. So siku ya leo tumekuja kuona hali yake, na at the same time tunaendelea na kumalizia process ya procurement ya contractor mwingine. Kwa hivyo vile tunaweza kuhakikisha ni kwamba by December tutakuwa hiyo kazi vile tumepanga, hiyo kazi itakuwa imemalizika na airport itakuwa operational tena.
The airport is earmarked to transport highly perishable products from the region such as Mira from the neighboring Meru County, as well as flowers from Meru and Laikipia counties. It is also expected to help ferry meat and other animal products from ISIOLO, Marsabit and Samburu counties for the export market.
Kuna ile project ya kujenga cargo shed ambayo itatumika sana kwa kufanikisha biashara ya miraa. Hiyo nayo inaendelea, tutaenda kujionea sasa hivi. Napatiwa ripoti hapa kwamba iko karibu 55% completed, na hiyo pia tunahisi by December itakuwa imekamilika.
The facility is expected to play a key role in opening up the Northern Frontier region for business and investment.
Najua wakati hii ilikuwa imefunguliwa na president, watu wa taksi na wafanyabiashara ndogo na county mzima ya ISIOLO na ya Meru wote walikuwa na matumaini makubwa kwa sababu biashara ingekuwa ingefunguka, na kidogo ilididimia baada ya kuona ya kwamba imechukua muda mrefu na hakujaanza kazi.
The construction of the ISIOLO International Airport has cost taxpayers about 3.1 billion shillings.
We'll be keeping tabs on that to find out if that contractor is going to face any legal action. Remember, that might just be considered a breach of contract there. Now, across the globe, McDonald's and other fast food franchises are considering closing indoor seating and amid the Delta variant surge in the United States. McDonald's had temporarily closed indoor dining at nearly all U.S. locations in early 2020, but reopened 70% of them by last month. However, due to the resurgence, steps are underway to reduce indoor dining. Details of this and other stories from across the globe.
Famous US fast food restaurants are closing indoor seating areas or limiting hours of operation due to the spread of the Delta variant of COVID-19. The global burger chain had said in July that it was on track to open nearly 100% by Labor Day. However, McDonald's instructed its franchisees on steps they should take to reclose their dining rooms in areas where the Delta variant is rapidly spreading. McDonald's executive recommended franchises to consider closing indoor seating in counties where COVID-19 cases exceed 250 per 100,000 people on a rolling 3-week average. Meanwhile, Toyota is resuming operations of its autonomous vehicles at the Paralympic Games village in Tokyo following an accident. Services of the e-pallet pods were halted after a vehicle hit a visually impaired athlete last week. The athlete was not seriously injured, but he had to pull out of an event because of cuts and bruises. The vehicles will now have more operator control and extra staff to ensure they do not hit any more people. Toyota chief executive issued a public apology after the incident, noting that vehicles will now have more operator control and extra staff to ensure they do not hit any more people. Finally, China has slashed children's online gaming to 1 hour. China's video game regulator says online gamers under the age of 18 will only be allowed to play for an hour on Fridays, weekends, and holidays. The National Press and Publication Administration said game playing would only be allowed between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. It also instructed gaming companies to prevent children playing outside these times. Earlier this month, the Chinese government branded online games as spiritual opium. Inspections of online gaming companies will also increase to check that the time limits are being enforced. Reporting for Lunchtime News, my name is Hiwaq Saeed.